Okay, we're going to go to Galatians 5 and 2. We're going to Galatians 5 and 2. I know this is going to be a long video, but some videos I'm going to have long and some going to be short. And I'm just bringing these verses out because I don't want nobody to think that I am holier than thou because I am rehearsing the righteous acts. I know that we in pollution. I know what the Most High called me from. And I know that I can't go around here. I don't have the keys to the kingdom, nor do I have the book of life saying, hey, Tab, you made it. Check yourself out. Gone in the kingdom. I don't know if I'm going in the kingdom. But am I going to do the rehearse the righteous act? Yes, I am. And since we under the spirit, am I going to go out here and start worshiping pagan days and start doing pagan stuff that I used to do? No, I'm going to reference my Father. I'm going to reference what the Most High said. I'm going to reference that we all are sinners. I'm going to reference that we are all living in a delusional. That's what I'm going to tell. I'm going to tell the truth. Does that make me holier than thou? No. Galatians 5 and 2. And I'm tired of people because a young lady on my thing gonna address my son, as that boy. The very first word of that, I can tell you envy. That boy, if you so into the scriptures, you would have read that the firstborn male that opened up the matrix belongs to the Most High. Does that sound like a boy? That sounds like a young man. He is a king. Okay? You must don't know his bloodline. You must don't. For you to say that boy should not be wearing a woman's garment. I'm not upset because my father warned me about when this ain't just something that's sprung up. I've been saying I was going to do a channel. I'm going to get back to that. But the father warned me, the Most High warned me how people were going to come because they were arguing with Yahweh about the laws. They were arguing with him even about the seven. I'm going to bring a verse out about that too because they were arguing with him about the laws. Yeah, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the Sadducees, and the writers. They weren't doing the laws when they was under the law. That's why the Son had to come. That's why Yahweh had to come because they went. But now they doing the laws. Ain't nobody keeping the laws like that. We are in the spirit. We got to get back to the truth. We got to break down and be honest that we are sinners. And we're going to Galatians 5:2. We're going to Galatians 5 and 2. And it reads, behold, I, Paul, say to you that if you be circumcised, Christ, let me use this word because people like to say Yahweh Shai. Behold, I'm going to read both. I'm going to read it for the Hebrews and I'm going to read it for the Gentiles. Okay, I'm going to read it like that. Behold, I, Paul, say unto you that if you be circumcised, Yahweh Shai shall profit you nothing. So if you going strictly by the law, you saying Yahweh Shai profit you nothing. If you sitting here going strictly by the law and you coming away from up on the pollution and you saying that you doing every law to the T, you saying Yahweh Shai profit you nothing. For I testify, 3, Galatians 5 and 3. For I testify again to every man that is circumcised, that he is a debtor to do the whole law. That's why we in the spirit under the rehearsal acts. That's what we doing. Because If you circumcised and you strictly going by the law, you is a debtor to do the whole law. Behold, Galatians 5:2. Behold, I, Paul, say unto you that if you be circumcised, Christ shall profit you nothing. For I testify again to every man that is circumcised, that he is a debtor to do the whole law. That's how I know that I can't do the whole law. Because after my monthly flowers, because the most time bring that verse out. Give me time to bring these verses out, because he called our monthly cycle a flower. So when I get my flowers, after my flowers go away, I don't have no turtle to give to the Most High, to the high priest, for me, for a sin offering and for a burnt offering. I don't, or he said use pigeons, and you got to bring two. You got to bring two, not one, but two. I don't have one turtle, and I don't have a pigeon. I don't have two pigeons every month. I don't have one pigeon a month. So therefore, I recognize my Father's laws, but at the same time, I got to break down and tell him all praises to the Most High for sending Yahweh Shahil. Because through his grace, I can have another chance. Because I can't be justified through the law. Can't nobody be justified through the law. So therefore, I can't condemn nobody through the law. I can't condemn nobody in the spirit. Most High in full control. Yahushua is become of no effect to you unto you. Whosoever of you are justified by the law, you are fallen from grace. I'm not justified by the law because I can't fall from grace. I can't afford to fall from grace. I cannot. First of all, I can't sew. I can't go out here and buy and make all my clothes and make sure that it ain't mixed fabrics, and can't nobody else either. That I think, because everybody I see buying clothes at the store and they wearing mixed fabric. So you can't justify or condemn nobody through the law. We under the spirit. And if they making good products, a silk product for a woman, and if a man want to put that silk fabric on his head, he can. We in a place where we don't know what's what. As long as he ain't wearing a dress with heels, and as long as he ain't spiritually putting on a woman's garment, he can wear a silk fabric with a band around it. What makes that a woman's garment? You have not answered my comment. But you got under my post and commented on my post talking about this here and that, addressing my son as a boy when he's a king. My son got to read that comment. My son is one of my subscribers. Thank you, son. And he got to read that boy. First of all, that's an envy spirit. That word, that, when it first come out, that boy, my son is a king. He was the firstborn male to open up the matrix, and he belongs to the Most High. Does that sound like a boy to you? That sound like a king. Shoot. A fabric now. Somebody need to do a business, because I don't know. Yeah, you got some men that like to look wild. All praise to the Most High. Y'all look good. I'm saying that honest. I'm not lusting. I'm saying that, but hey, I do have a lusting spirit because I'm not perfect. And also the men that want to go their hair up and look nice, y'all look good too. But who say that the woman got to have the best fabric and you just make a hard fabric out of man? They hard. They don't need. They can't show their feelings. They can't cry. They can't do nothing. Now they can't wear a sick fabric on their head because they putting on a woman's garment. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know if we gonna go in the wilderness and we gonna have to strip out these women clothes and ain't nothing left but a man boot on the ground. What you gonna do? Go barefooted and not put the boot on? Or you gonna get in the spirit and know what you got to wear this boot for right now, and you gonna still reference the Most High. I ain't justified through the law. I'm in the spirit. This a different doctrine. I'm in the spirit. I ain't no Christian because I'm not gonna use, oh, he died. I'm not gonna mockery and, oh, he died for us. He died for us. We can do what we want to do. No, we can't do what we want to do. And I ain't no the doctrine with the rest of the Hebrew Israelites either, justified and condemning people through the law. I'm in the spirit. So that's why I want to get on here and talk about my channel. I hope y'all look at these videos. I mean, because this is some lot of work. Could record my phone going dead, my mic going dead. I got videos backed up in my phone, my storage on my phone. Yeah, I gotta hurry and get this out because I gotta go and erase to my phone. Then I'm really committed to this. I want to say, okay, for Yahweh Shai, I'm gonna say Christ, for a Gentile. Christ, because they like, Christ is become of no effect unto you. Whosoever of you are justified by the law, you are fallen from grace. I need grace. I got to have grace because I am a sinner. I cannot do all the laws, statutes, and commandments. I am not holier than thou. First of all, do anybody see me preparing a lamb, getting ready for this evening? Because it probably 2 lambs going on. If you gonna do the law, it said for I testify again to every man that is circumcised that he is a debtor to do the whole law. Where are y'all lambs, Miss Lady Ma'am? They got on my comment. They commented and called my son that boy should not put on a woman's garment. And who said that a silk fabric with a band around it was a woman's garment? Did you and the multitude make that up? Because I can start a business and make garments, make that garment there and put king on it. Okay, I can sew that. Somebody that know how to sew, they need to do it because men deserve to have nice fabric too. They deserve to look nice. If they want to have on a good silky something, they can have on a good silky something. That don't make it a woman's garment. If they want to wear it, somebody can put king on there. You can put your name on there. Just coming up with something. Just ready to be a Pharisees and a Sadducees. Ready to try to dispute something. Try to look for the small thing. But devil did say, hey, congratulations to your young son that's going on and not in the streets, but in college. In a university. You didn't say that, Miss Lady Ma'am, Miss Sister. That's keeping the laws. They couldn't say, hey, ma'am, how you doing in this pollution world? Is you okay? Is everything all right? That the first thing you want to do is try to justify somebody through a law that you can't keep. You ain't setting up no pigeons. You ain't letting out no turtles. You wearing mixed fabric. Have you pulled off your clothes, all them mixed fabrics you got on? Down to the socks, pull them off. This is a spiritual channel. I'm not falling from grace. I'm not justified through the law. For we through the Spirit wait for the hope of righteousness by faith. We waiting. We waiting in the Spirit. Oh. Okay, let's keep going here. Okay. Let's go ahead to Acts, and we're going to go to 15:1. Because a lot of people is confused on what, because you got, they violent, it said in the word, they violently forcing their way in. And see, that's why I'm not a Christian, and I'm not up under the doctrine with a lot of the Hebrew Israelites. I believe in all, because it said in here, the Hebrew, we're supposed to be a light unto the Gentiles. That's what they're supposed to be. And I bring that out on another video. That's why I